still have a library. So definitely, if you want to investigate about formation of ideas, this is the right place. This is essentially what we do. Come up with ideas and then, turn them into actual work and, if possible, papers. And but of course, the whole process is quite complicated. It's not one thing. It's a lot of things. I think it's like 99% of hard work and 1% of luck. Anyway, I think it starts with being acquainted with what other people are doing, right? With what's going on. So it's very difficult because, things pops out all the time. There's this e-print archive on which about, I don't know, maybe every day like 20 papers should be of interest to me. That's impossible to read 20 papers a day. So that's why it's very useful if somebody just picks out one paper he really likes and really understands and comes to explain it to you. That's really the way. And of course you do that yourself as well. But and
so that's the advantage of being with a number of different people. And
absolutely, and that's the advantage of having this coffee room right there, where people. I would call it interaction.
Interaction.
It's really coming in contact with other people who thought about perhaps not exactly the same problem, but some related problems, and they share something with you, and suddenly you realize that this thing is crucial for you.
Yeah.
So you're going to sort of appropriate something somebody else came up with and transform it to adapt it to your own problem. I think this is a very important part, in fact. So let me tell you my own experience.
Yeah.
I can work for months around something and not get it, think I'm close but just not get it. So it's
but you know an idea when you get it, when you do it somehow.
It's kind of depressing. And then you find somehow, I'm not sure how, and in one night it's done, So this is the kind of timeline, I would say, a very long process of waiting, and then boom, suddenly it comes. Like it looks more like that.
And what is that? What is that? This is so unconscious, or is it someone says the right word to you, or what?
So what happens here? I think here happens the fact that you have tried all these things, and maybe several times. You see, there's the question of memory effect.
Yeah.
When you're here, you already forget what you tried here, so you're trying it again, and then you figure, oh, I've seen that somewhere already. But then it's not always exactly quite the same way in which you approach the thing. So it's like you have to, you have your hammer and you dig and you dig and you dig, and eventually, when you reach that point here, there's a little thing that you never thought about all this time, right? Which suddenly, pops up, and then it's your job is to realize that this is the thing, right? And once you realize, it's very quick.
Yeah.
So what do you think if you would have been asked to move into industry and come up with ideas?
I've actually, in my complicated training as a mining engineer, at some point I had to work for industry. Well, it was a small company, but still, for a year. And I could see why I wouldn't like it, but it was good to try.
Yeah.
And so this kind of comforted me in the idea that this was my turf. Not
really being able to really more complex
so we
problems.
had, for instance, just to quote an example, contacts with clients, right?
Yes.
So I was kind of a software-oriented person, and we were developing systems for the ticketing in various situations. So I remember we went to Venice for the ticketing of Vaporetto, these small boats, and so you would have machines that would take your ticket and analyze them and spit them out. And so we had this meeting, and it was a torture for me. Like these other people, you had to convince them of something. You knew exactly what you could do with your software, and the mountain to climb seemed higher than Everest, right? I mean, so I thought, this is a huge waste of my time. Yeah. Meanwhile, I could do this and do that and do that.
Coming up with ideas,
yeah,
which you're good at, yes.
So I decided, no, that's not for me. Of course, it was a very small bit of experience. I could have had a much better experience, I don't know.
So I think this is what business is challenged a little bit with, is how do you get people that are really good at ideas to want to work on their problems and stay there, because there's a lot of frustration in commercializing those ideas.
Absolutely.
And they expect the idea generator to be able to do that as well.
So I think one of the solutions is not to mix up those people too much, right? Because I was really inserted in a marketing team somehow, right? And clearly I wasn't, it wasn't my place somehow.
Yeah.
So I think here we have this thing that we're kind of even away from the experiments. So people have a right, of course, to go towards experiments and to work with experimentalists. But our very essence is that we're away from that, right? Yeah. As you can see, we're even away from the main center, right? We're kind of in a corner by the woods, So this is meaningful, I think. It's not just...
Yeah, it serves a purpose. It didn't just... happen this way. There's a purpose that evolved here in France to create this sort of setting and environment. And so